All right, it's Digital Wealth Traders. Today is July 26th. I'm here. I'm the uncle, and this is my nephew right here. And we're going to talk
Hola.
about Bitcoin. I'm going to pull up this screen real quick. They said, why Bitcoin suddenly spiked to 10,200. All right, so let's look at this chart right here. Last time BTC broke higher out of the rising wedge, it had a humongous drop. And recently I've been looking at some charts of other experts and just us doing our own analysis, and Bitcoin is basically doing the same thing. So of course you always have a pullback, but if this repeats, it'll have a major drop, and so that would be good for altcoins because when Bitcoin is rising, it's kind of hard to make huge gains. When Bitcoin is dropping, it's altcoin season. So what do you see out of this, in your opinions, Mr. Kai?
Bitcoin is kind of projected to have some sort of fall coming up because this pump has to do with like how the pattern is going. Many people kind of FOMOed into Bitcoin because they saw it go to 9,400 after it was at like a consistent like 9,000, 8,900,
Yeah,
somewhere around
9100.
that region.
Yeah. And FOMO, just in
Yeah.
case, tell people what FOMO is for the newbies.
Oh, fear of missing out. So
Fear of
a
missing
lot of
out.
people a lot of people were in fear that they were going to miss out on Bitcoin's pump again, because obviously everybody remembers the 20,000 pump, um,
It's back in
and basically
2017, yeah.
that's basically what everyone is looking for now. But here in this case, we have a bunch of selling power here, like a bunch of sell pressure, basically, because that long, huge wick is doing the exact same thing that it did before. And that's indicating that like price has pushed up, but it's a pump in a way. It's people pushing the buys up to the point where they're very, very overbought. And then you're going to have a correction back into the pattern. Or the only way that it doesn't drop all the way back down through like it did before is if it retests on the top of the pattern. But if it doesn't do a retest and touch the very top of the pattern, it's going to be a pretty steep fall down through the entire pattern.
And see, this is what we're talking about. This is past. So this is why retail has such a tough time trading this market. Huge stop loss hunts and then quick moves higher. So this is the wick theory right here. If I know that people buy in to whatever I'm doing, I need a lot of hype, right? And so you'll get this right here. That's a lot of hype, all right? And then I would go ahead and sell it off, and then it would drop because the hype is over with. And then when it gets down to the bottom, I would go buy it back and go. Possibly can't make a hype again, but I would go with the trend that's up, right? So you're making profit. Well, they're making profit, all right? So what we're saying right now is these long wicks, and it's the long wick theory. You see how, right here again, went all the way up, came all the way down. You have to follow the trends, but also understand if you are trading BTC only, you have to understand that you have phases.
Accumulation is the one where it's ranging at the bottom. You have a range where it's not really moving much. And then you have a markup, which is a very big push or pump upwards. And then you have distribution, which is normally at the top of that markup, where you have either a candle or a couple candles that are now ranging at the top of the pattern. And then you have markdown, which is a very big push downward. And then the pattern starts all over again at accumulation and then begins to do its cycle over and over again.
If you are a trader or you want to learn how to trade, here's some advice. Always buy around accumulation. You want to get yourself out of the habit of buying the markdown. Or like we said, FOMO, fear of missing out. Do not buy at the top of the wick. Do not buy at the top of the green candle. The trade is over with. The trade
Yeah.
is over with.
If you have a pump, you shouldn't be buying after the pump has already happened, because 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to begin to start going down, because every time something pumps up significantly, there's going to be some sort of retracement back down, because everything comes back to its average price. So you don't want to be a part of the group that's falling. Yep. Hmm.
Yesterday, we had our gains, and then I sold it back off and just reverted everything back to Tether. And that's across the board, regardless of different strategies. Gains, sold it off with
And,
Tether.
and Tether's a stable coin, if anybody doesn't know. A
Gains,
lot, a lot of
sold
people
it
know.
off. I actually didn't sell this off at the very top. I was doing something else. So if I'd have caught it, I would have sold it off here. But still, 180 um, is not bad. And then for the week, 398 on that account. And also for the week here, $1,508. But the reason why I'm showing you this is you want to build wealth, right? If you want to build wealth, you got to learn how to fold them, meaning close your trades, take profits. TP, take profits. Yes, you might see that Bitcoin is, doing well. These coins are doing well, 24%, 16%, 10% in a day, right? That's great. That's phenomenal, right? But there's going to be a retracement. So if you're just getting in now, you're going to lose out. And if you were already in these positions, you took these trades on these pairs, whether it's, altcoin versus BTC or altcoin versus USDT. Let's say you started off and it was -3. Now it's up +10. If that +10, based on what you trading, gave you +13%, maybe you could get more. But when I look at my account for that day, did I make enough? Is $300 enough? You know what? I'm going to take it. Now, granted, I might have closed it out. It had more gains, but I still took profit and I'm growing this account. You
You'd
see?
much rather take those off the table than
Saying to yourself in hindsight, man, if I just didn't take that profit, I'd have took that profit. I took that profit. You don't want to do that. So this is what you see right here. This is what we do, right? This is what we do. We take profits. We're not sitting there waiting.
pretty much it's just a steady, like a marathon. It's not really how can we make exponential crazy amounts of money immediately. It's more of how can we get our percentages to keep increasing over and over time, and paying attention to the different movements. And obviously Bitcoin has a big factor over everything, so paying attention to how Bitcoin is moving and how many altcoins are having high percentages and different things like that comes into account of how much we can make in a day. That's why that chart looks like it was kind of in a ranging almost, of the gains that we were making on that account. And then all of a sudden, there's moments where these altcoins are taking off and the percentages are really high, and you could just make more than you've made in the entire past month in a couple days. So it's just got to be.
And this is the thing. If you guys want to learn how to do this, we have digital wealth traders. We have coaching. Our next coaching is going to be October 15th. So if you want to be involved with the coaching, we go ahead. We'll tell you how much it costs and everything else. We'll show you. We'll show you how to turn $500 into 12,000, and then do it again. If you can turn $500 into 12,000, you could turn 12,000 into 100,000, and then keep going. But you got to learn. All right. So we'll put some more videos up. Stay tuned. You can follow us on Facebook because we're here to train you and help you out.